Hey everybody, welcome back to Live with John show. We got a wonderful, wonderful guest today. I would be lying to you if I didn't say I wasn't quite fangirling at the moment. This is fantastic. But for those watching, you can obviously see who's sitting next to me. But for those listening, I'm going to try something a little different. We do intros, and I'm going to try actually something I heard you say a couple times, and to introduce him. So we have with us short, bald, half-neutered, chemoed, radiated, surgically repaired, retired male figure skater of unknown ethnic origin and has a hobby of collecting life-threatening illnesses. The man, the myth, the legend, Scott Hamilton himself. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. That's my personal life. And it's like funny because it's a friend of mine said, I got a new thing. What is it? Personalized. It's like, those aren't new. Like, most people don't even remember newspapers, right? But he just said, but you have to be 100% honest. And it's like, oh, that definitely makes it different.
That's so funny. I pulled a YouTube video up of you in an interview, and I saw that, and I showed my better half, Jen. I was like, what do you think if I introduced him this way? And she just laughed. She goes, you have to do that. You have to do that.
It's like everybody's dream is short, bald, half-neutered, chemoed, radiated, surgically retired male figure skater. It's like, okay, it's like, let's just end it there.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah,
so that's the
if you
personal
can't laugh
end.
at yourself, then might as well step off the planet.
You know, amen to that. I agree with you on that. But but hey, the bald part though, you have the best head.
Oh,
So
I don't know.
you had to. We need to like in one of the plaques on the walls here with everything, just best dome award.
Wow,
so that's what
thank
you.
Thank you. It's funny because I fought it for so long, and I tried to do all these things, and because I didn't want it to be like, people are gonna think that I've aged out, and they can't come to the shows anymore because I'm whatever.
Yeah.
So I kept trying to keep it, and then the year I got cancer, I went through chemo, and I didn't have a hair on my body, and it was just kind of like, okay. Nope, there's no hiding that.
Okay, well, there you go.
I'm going to step into the next joyfully, proudly, and I ended up, it was really wild because when you have chemo, your hair comes back different.
Oh, it does?
So like the first iteration of it comes back different. It's like thick and wavy and kind of like.
Really?
And then it goes back to normal after a few months because your body's like fighting to get back.
Gotcha.
But I grew a beard in like 2 weeks. Like beard. Yeah, and I kept it for a while, and it was really fun because I'd never grown a beard before.
Yeah.
I just want hair so bad, I'll just let it go.
Just let it go.
Let it go. And so it's really wild. The stuff you learn when you go through something like that is really amazing.
Oh, I can imagine. So that's and we definitely want to get more into that with definitely your big event and your foundation, everything you got coming up, or your event coming up with the foundation you've started with Scott Cares and everything. So, but I kind of want to take it back just a little bit for those watching that. You're an American legend in my books. I grew up watching you. So this is, I'm not going to lie. That's when Abby behind the camera over there, we were going back and forth. I honestly didn't think you were going to agree to this. And when you did, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. When it comes to this event, honestly, I'm an open book. I'm wide open. I love supporting. Anybody that wants to do a podcast or anything else, I'm really
well. Thank you. Appreciate that.
And it's great, but this event means so much to the foundation and to us because it's a huge event, and nobody else in the world can actually pull this off the way we can.
Yeah.
Because we're in Music City, USA, right, Nashville, and we have access to all these amazing musicians, whether it be from rock or country especially, and then the Christian music as well. They're all here.
Yep.
And so, just being strategic with, not trying to wear somebody out or ask them too often. Or, and it's just filling out the show each year uniquely. And this year, Chaz Corzine, one of my board members, he goes, let's do 90s country this year. And it's made this huge resurgence. And it's like, I'm kind of a Rust Belt rock guy, so I don't really know 90s country. It's kind of out of my comfort level, but let's do it.
There you go.
I'm all in.
Yeah.
And I knew every song.
Oh, there you go. Even better.
All right. And I realized that was the decade that country music came into the mainstream. When you look at, like Garth Brooks and Shania Twain.
Oh, yeah.
And Tim McGraw and Brooks and Dunn and all these amazing artists in that decade that crossed over.
Yep.
Because the songs were so good. And it's like, okay, that's why I know every song, because that was the decade that everything kind of crossed over. So we're going to have a blast.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
It's so fun. I was telling one of the skaters that have never done the show before. It's her first time. And I go, let's just say there might be, there's probably a very strong possibility there's going to be some line dancing going on.
Oh, no. Okay.
No way. I'm so excited. And then she immediately, her fiance was sitting right there, and he goes, I'm coming. That'll be great. That'd be so much fun. And so, and the whole thing is, it's, cancer is a brutal disease, and it's devastated my family, and it's devastated me personally. And so, there's no one, I don't think, that can say that they've never had or known or been affected or impacted in some way by cancer. And it's just like, we do this show to bring people together, to celebrate life, to celebrate this incredible music, to celebrate excellence on the ice. We got Nathan Chen coming to our show this year.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then you got the great music, great skating, and then you create this environment that is second to none. And it's like, it's just the place to be.
Yeah.
And I can't oversell it, because as much as I try to tell people that haven't been to the show or haven't been to the event what it's like, the sum of the parts are way beyond.
Yeah.
And it's like, I had no idea. Why did you tell me? It's like, I did, but there's really no way of really describing the event unless you've been there. And then good luck trying to, if I can't describe it, nobody else can.
Yeah, no, I got you.
So it's a really great night, and the artists that are coming, on the musical side with Trace Adkins and Jody Messina and Dina Carter and Steve Warner and the frontmen, which, you
get quite the lineup.
Larry Stewart,
Jim
McDonald, all those songs. It's top to bottom. They're all their best hits.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. And then another segment of the show that we really love is the Overcomers, we call them. And it's all our skating club skaters. And they go out and they do peer-to-peer fundraising.
Okay.
And then the top 30 fundraisers get to skate in the show.
Oh, that's cool.
And so that's really fun.
I bet.
And it's really fun how, they get really entrepreneurial and really creative in how they raise the money.
Yep.
And it's just a real honor to step on that ice and to be around all the Olympic champion skaters like Nathan Chen, and I guess we have Elijah Balde coming back. We have Jeremy Abbott, Kachi Gordieva's coming back with her new husband.
Oh, there you go.
Peltier. So there's 3 gold medals between them.
Oh my gosh.
They're skating together.
Yeah.
And then just this gigantic, amazing. Mariah Bell's coming back. She won her national title here in Nashville, the 22 U.S. Nationals in Bridgestone Arena. So
oh my gosh.
She's
right at home. Okay.
So there's all these amazing skaters, and there's all the amazing music, and then the environment, everything that we create to capture it for the audience is just incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beyond description, and all of it is really just to bring people together, to PeopleSource, to raise as much money as possible to fund cancer research.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand. They go, oh yeah, it's like sort of this vague term, cancer research, right? And how do you, again, it's hard for me to describe the event, right? But how do you describe cancer research?
Yeah.
And it's easier than you think.
Okay.
My mom was diagnosed with cancer in 1977, right?
Gotcha.
They threw everything they could at it for 2 years, but they didn't have anything for her.
Gotcha.
And so 2 years and 2 months after her diagnosis, she succumbed to her cancer.
I gotcha.
And fought it hard. 20 years later, 2 months shy of 20 years later, I'm diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah.
And 2 guys in Indiana figured it out.
Okay.
So where she never had a chance.
Yeah.
I've been able to continue my career, become a husband, a father of 4 kids, and do pretty amazing things I never would have thought to dream with my life post-cancer.
Yeah.
And it's that's the difference. My mom never had a chance.
Yeah.
And I was 80 to 90% sure that I was going to get through my cancer. That's what research does.
Yep.
And so, I try to encourage people in a really realistic way that our bodies are really super vulnerable, susceptible, fragile to countless things, right? Equally resilient, ultimately temporary.
There you go.
So if through the work we do, we can put more sand in somebody's hourglass.
Yeah. I like that. Okay. Yeah.
No, I mean that gets me up in the morning.
Yeah, that's
the
fantastic.
Excitement of that gets me up in the morning, and we really firmly believe that the answer to every cancer is immunotherapy. And when it's an immune response to your cancer, your body produced the cancer. Why can't your body detect it, and destroy it.
Yeah.
And leave the rest of the body alone.
Yeah.
So if you see our cancer ribbon, it's kind of upside down. You know.
I got you.
And,
Okay.
and I spent most of my skating career upside down. But
Right. Okay.
but it's we're turning cancer upside down.
Yeah.
We want to change it from being fear and suffering and too many people succumbing to the disease to hope. So I just I put together this talk on it, and I was really happy with the end of it because in any situation like that, you just want to know how to move forward.
Yeah.
And and the best way I could describe it is the fork in the road.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not a left or right fork. It's not this. It's that. It's not down.
Up or down.
So you have three choices. You can succumb. You can adapt, or you can evolve.
Okay.
And the
All right.
evolve part.
Yeah.
That's what's really.
So it's not this. It's this.
No, it's up or down. You
Okay.
can go down. You can just let it slide. Just let it crush you. Let it take over. Let it ruin your life. Or you can just stand there and kind of like get used to it.
Okay. Get used.
Or you can get to work.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
The get to work thing is, man. When I came through my cancer, I was really ambitious that I had to get right back on the ice. I had to get right back. I had this big plans of building my career to the next level. And I did. And it was remarkable that without cancer, I may have retired earlier than I did. Without cancer, I may not have been able to experience so many of the incredible things that I did. Without cancer, I wouldn't have married the woman I married.
Okay.
I wouldn't have the kids that I have today. And I wouldn't be able to try to step into this realm of research because I wouldn't have credibility. Like when my mom died of cancer, I became a fundraiser.
Okay.
When I survived cancer, I became an activist.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's different. It's a different whole thing. If I just tell people that my heart is heavy like theirs is, and we got to fund this thing, it's different than standing in front of a group of people that are going through infusions right now.
Yeah.
And say, no, I'm here.
Yeah.
And you will be too. And we want to make sure everybody's still here.
Yeah.
So let's show up at this event. Let's show up at these events.
Yeah.
Let's get behind CARES. Even 1984 fund, we can sign up and donate $19.84 a month.
Yeah.
And the really cool thing is I say all this with a very clear conscience.
Yeah.
Because I've never taken a penny.
That's fantastic.
Not once.
Yeah.
Never taken a penny for any of the work I've done with CARES.
100% goes to.
No, 100%.
That's fantastic.
And it's we are CARES stands for the Cancer Alliance for Research, Education, and Survivorship.
Got it.
So we've attended all of those things. The survivorship program, we pair newly diagnosed patients with survivors. As a mentorship program.
Okay.
The education side, we built a website called chemocare.com, which is everything you need to know about chemotherapy, every drug, every side effect, everything, all in one website, written in 8th grade English and Spanish.
Okay. Easy to follow.
Right?
Got it. Yeah.
Education, check.
Yep.
Check. And now it's all about research because we've given people everything they need to know to intellectually and emotionally survive this, their journeys, or to get through it the best way they possibly can. And now we got to work on the promise of a cure for all cancers.
Yeah, that's fantastic. My
it's
gosh.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like everything about me is unlikely.
Okay.
I'm the most unlikely person to have had any of the experiences that I've had.
Okay, but what do you mean on that one?
Well, you read my bio.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Well, I'm elaborating for the people watching.
No, but I'm just saying, it's. I grew up. I was unwanted and adopted. Right, so I was unwanted, then chosen. At 6 weeks of age, brought into this family, both school teachers, had no pedigree in sports. Grew up in a small town that didn't have any skating until they built a rink.
Yep.
And then they had to kind of make it up as they go along. And then I got I was sick as a child, right? I didn't grow for 4 years. Right? So the math isn't really adding up to
I got you.
Olympic
Yeah.
medalist.
I got you.
At all. And all these things happen. And it's like there's nothing that says that this was ever meant to be.
Yeah, I got you.
I came in last my first nationals. Next to last, my next nationals.
Yeah.
Beat two guys, my third national.
I got you.
Right? So it's like, it was never like in the radar that I'd ever do anything in the sport.
Yeah, I got you.
And what's really wild is when my mom died, I decided to kind of crank up the intensity, take her with me to the ice every day, honor her sacrifices.
Yeah.
And it changed everything.
Yeah.
Right. So if it hadn't been for that, I don't know what I would have done.
Yeah.
Because you just take life for granted, and then when you can't take life for granted anymore, you got to make a choice. And I made a choice of like going all in, and then all these amazing things started happening.
Yeah.
So as much as I never, like just doing the math of, adopted school teachers, 4-year battle of an unknown disease, start skating, lose a ton. None of that says that I'd be able to experience everything in the sport.
Yeah. I get
You know
it.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like there's nothing I haven't experienced in the sport.
I know. You got the Olympic torch right here on the wall behind you. I mean, this is amazing.
Peggy Fleming and I, as cancer survivors, both got to bring it into the stadium in Salt Lake City.
That's
It was
amazing.
so
Yeah.
cool.
That's
And
so
we're
cool.
skating. I got a really quick sidebar on this.
No, go for it.
So Peggy hadn't skated in a while, and she was really nervous, and she didn't even know if there was like an edge on her blades, or she was like, "Don't go so fast, don't go so fast."
Yeah.
We got to keep up our pace because it's not about us; it's about getting the torch to Bonnie Blair and Dan Jansen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So they take the torch and they skate around with it. It was all, there's a skating rink in the middle of this amazing stadium, right? So then they take it around, they give it to the Mayer brothers, and they take it up and they give it.
Yeah.
So it's this big pass the torch until it gets up to the top of the thing. So we're in rehearsal, and Kenny Ortega is this amazing producer and choreographer and everything. We do the first take, and he goes, "All right, you guys, we got to pick up the pace because we're running out of music." It's kind of dragging.
Yeah.
And I just said, Kenny, Peggy and I are going as fast as we can.
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh, it's not you. You're fine. It's Bonnie and Dan."
Oh.
The two fastest people in the history of the sport. And it's like, really?
Like,
I'm
okay.
going to tell this story everywhere I possibly can.
We'll cut that and make a special clip, and we'll put that.
So anyway, Dan and I remain really, and Bonnie,
Yeah.
I just adore. But I bring that up every now and then.
That's
You guys were the slow folks. And
yeah. Right. You can see it like having a friendly grill or something, just hanging out. But yeah, remember that time you held us up? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Speedy Gonzalez.
Speedy Gonzalez. That's awesome. I did want to ask one thing. There's something that actually really caught my attention. I know you're a man of faith, and something really caught my attention in one of your speeches was at one point during your treatment, you said you heard a voice that was saying, "Get strong, be strong, get strong, be strong."
Yeah, it was really weird. It wasn't so much an audible voice.
Oh, yeah,
it was this overwhelming thing.
Okay.
And it was just telling me, like I had brain tumor in 2004, and that was gamma knife radiation, which is whole brain radiation.
Oh, wow.
6 years later, it came back.
Yeah.
And that was one surgery that became 9.
Okay.
And then I went blind in my right eye the day they released me, and then got some of that back. And then 6 years later, I see a pattern emerging here.
Right. Yeah.
It came back,
Yeah.
right? So the first one ignited my faith like nobody's business. The second one was like getting kicked in the stomach.
Oh no. Yeah.
And then when it came back, you would think that, it's going to be even worse. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And this time I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not symptomatic at all. And they go, yeah, we caught it early because it was a scheduled scan.
Yeah.
Because these tumors obviously grow back.
Yeah.
And they were giving me a surgical option, and I was listening, and I was like, and I just felt like, don't worry about him. Don't worry about it. Just get strong. And I was like, okay, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
And then another doctor came in and said, there's a brand new medical option that'll shrink the tumor.
Okay.
It won't get rid of it, but it'll shrink it,
Yeah.
keep it from doing mischief.
Yeah.
And if you want to do that, and here's the side effects and blah, blah, blah. And all I heard was, in my head was like, don't worry about that, just get strong. And so I went home, and first they said, what do you want to do? And I go, I'm going to go home and get strong. And they go,
All right.
what does that look like?
Yeah.
And I go, I have absolutely no idea. Just like,
But I'm going to do it though.
I knew that's what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Right? So I got home and it's like, okay, how do I do this? Am I supposed to get physically strong?
Yeah.
Emotionally strong?
Yeah.
Intellectually strong? Spiritually strong? So I kind of, I did what I did when I was in high school. I didn't know the answer. I just chose E, all the above.
There you go.
And
That
so,
works
yeah,
too.
I started working out more. I started eating better. I started being interested in more things. I started getting into the Word constantly. And just it's so funny how the Bible is such a living thing.
Oh, yeah.
that it, like every time you read it, you could read the same thing 6 times, but all of a sudden you're in this space where it takes on a whole different identity, so it's alive, right?
Yes, I agree.
So the more I got into it, the more I realized it's like, wow, this is food. This is encouragement. This is power. This is wisdom. This is a lot of things. And man, why isn't everybody tapping into this?
Yeah.
You know? And so it's another job that I need to take on, is just evangelizing, really get more people into it. Because I went back for my next scheduled scan, and they said, you're getting good news. And I go, great. And they go, it didn't grow at all, period. It's fantastic, because they grow.
Yeah,
right?
I got
Pretty
you.
aggressive, right?
Yeah.
So I go, come back in 3 months. Went back in 3 months, and they go, you're going to get good news. And I go, it didn't grow. This is great. And they go, no. It shrunk 45%.
That's fantastic.
I go, can you explain that? And the doctor goes, God. I go, it's good enough for me. And then I went back again.
There you go.
I go, you're going to get good news.
Yeah.
So it didn't grow. It shrunk another 25%.
Oh, man.
So, and then I went back again. It grew, and then it grew, it shrunk. It's like everything, and I'm now more obedient to my spirit. It's like, and then take in things around you to add to wisdom, right?
Yep.
So Tony Robbins, you know, the motivational guy, he's a giant.
Yeah, he's a pretty big guy.
Well, he has a brain tumor. Mine kept me from growing. His made him grow uncontrollably.
Okay.
Right?
I did not know that.
Acromegalia, right?
Yeah.
So he said, yeah, when I heard about it 38 years ago, I said, I'm not going to give it any power over me. So he's ignored it.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, is he giving me permission right now? And I go, okay, I'm going to ignore it, because I'm not symptomatic.
Yeah.
And if I'm not symptomatic, then why am I letting this control my life?
Yeah.
And why am I showing up for all these scans that I know ultimately, if I have way too many of them, they're not great.
Right. Yeah.
Right? So I'll wait. And if I start to become symptomatic, or if my vision starts changing rapidly, then I'll know it's time to go in and deal with it. But in the meantime, I'm living my life.
Yeah. There you go.
And it kind of taught me, like, I grew very obedient to, well, you got to have this scan, and you got to do this, and you're in remission, and you got to, and all these medical terms.
Yeah.
And I didn't like any of them, right? Remission.
Yeah.
Remission. That's like the craziest word in the world. It makes it sound like it's hiding and it's waiting to.
Like it's waiting to come back. I got you. Yeah.
Right? And it's like, no, it's period of vigilance. I did my period of vigilance, and now it's time to press on and wait for the next weird thing.
Yeah, a weird thing to happen.
But in that, it's like, no, live. Like, and I get on the phone with people, and, they call, and they just need guidance.
Yeah.
And they're scared.
Oh, I can imagine.
It's like, because ultimately bad things only happen to other people, right?
Right. Yeah.
It can't happen to me. But anyway, so I just tell them, I go, I don't believe in second opinions.
Yeah.
I believe in seventh opinions.
Okay. There you go.
No, get a full understanding.
Yeah.
Because, I'm a big fan of Murphy's Laws, and one of great Murphy's Law is where you stand on something depends on where you sit.
Yeah, I got you. I'm familiar.
So in that, it's like you're sitting across the desk from somebody that's giving the news that you have cancer.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not the person to treat you. Maybe they are. But find out.
Yeah.
Like, go out and everything's shareable electronically now. Send it to the best doctors you can that specialize in exactly what you need. Get it out to as many people as possible. And in that, you're going to have your answer.
Yeah.
Here's the best course of treatment for you. And it's not always chemo. It's not always radiation.
Yeah.
It's not always surgery. It's not always proton therapy. It's not always diet. It's not always, but it's good to find out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And so in that, it's like, I just try to encourage people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like fragile, resilient, temporary.
Yeah. Temporary.
I'm doing the math.
Yeah.
I've got less days left than I've had.
Oh, gosh.
And that's not being a pessimist, right?
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I just want Medicare. Win! But it's like that. It's like, okay, how do I want to live my life? I want to have fun.
Yeah.
I want to do cool things.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to let this thing control my life. So, anyone out there, just encourage them. Yeah. Know what's going on in your body. Be vigilant as all get out. If you get bad news, 7 opinions minimum. And then make the best choice for you. And then walk in light.
Yeah.
walk in love, walk in laughter. When I went through chemo, no one was allowed in my room unless they made me laugh.
Okay.
Because I wanted to control my space in a way that when I look back on that, I remember the laughter.
How are you able to keep like such an amazing outlook on all this stuff? I mean, I watched a bunch of videos on you and interviews and talked to a lot of people before this, and everybody says the same thing, that you're just an amazing person, full of life. I mean, how do you, like, you've gone through a lot.
Yeah,
and
well, I mean, we all do. We all go through a lot.
Well, you've been through a little more than the average person. You know?
So here's a really cool thing. I read it. It was in the Malcolm Gladwell book.
Okay.
Right? And it's where Hitler wanted to, like, overwhelm and destroy England.
Okay.
Right? And I read this and I go, oh, I totally relate to this. And it was, what happened was they had that Blitzkrieg, right, where they bombed London, the bomb London, right?
Yeah.
And people would like hear the sirens and they go, oh, here comes the bombs, and they go underground and they realized that each time they came in, they survived.
Okay.
And so instead of becoming fearful, they became more confident. And the reverse thing happened. They weren't afraid of Hitler anymore because he hadn't gotten them yet.
All right.
He was unable to take over England. He couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Right. And so I thought about that, and it's like, I'm still here.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm still here.
Yeah.
And like today, like I'm rebuilding my golf swing.
Yeah.
That's almost like an adult getting braces. It's like, that's right. You know, it's like, there's something about that says optimism. Right?
Optimism. Yeah. I'll give you.
I'm 65 and I'm retooling my golf swing because I want to play, and I'm going to have more time to do that later on, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I'm having fun doing it. But at the same time, like I'm here in this magnificent facility where they treat people for cancer in a really precise way. They treat the cancer and they spare the rest of the patient harm.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm blessed to be here.
Yeah.
The whole reason this Proton Center is here is miraculous, right? It's all because of 3 orphan children in Haiti. That's a whole podcast.
That's a whole podcast. Yeah, I was going to say that's a whole other one.
But it's when you step into good, good things happen.
Yeah.
Right? And you know, bad things are going to happen no matter what, but when you step into good, guaranteed good things are going to happen.
Yeah. That's fantastic. I love that. That's fantastic. And of all the families, a lot of the things you've just said, like a lot of the families I'm curious that you help out and people that you meet with and all that, like that's got to be incredibly rewarding for you just to see the hope that you help bring them and like that you're instilling in them that they wouldn't have had and showing them they can beat this.
On a cruise ship, you're going to look for where the lifeboats are, right?
Yeah, right. It's the first thing they do, right? They go through. Yeah.
But I mean, in that, it's like when you're going through when you've been broadsided by a diagnosis, and most diagnoses, the first one isn't really like, it's just sort of like there's something going on. Yeah. And it's like, it's like, you know, but to try to find that lifeboat. Yep. Get me to a lifeboat. Yeah. I need to know how to deal with this, and I need to know my next steps. And I don't profess to be a call center at all. Yeah. But you know, I you know, friends will call and they'll say, I don't know what to do, and I'll say, well, and I'll listen. And I'm not an expert on cancer. I'm not an expert in a lot of things, but I do have opinions and I do have beliefs. And one of them is 7 opinions. Yeah. And it was funny because I was sitting next to a guy, we're having lunch, and a guy just sat down and he asked what I do with my time. And I said, I have a cancer foundation. He goes, oh, tell me about that. And I go, well, and I told him about it. And I said, I don't believe in second opinions. And he's like, really? And he like, I can tell you, it's like, and I go, no, I believe in 7th opinions. And he's like, wow. And I go, why is that so? Why that reaction? He goes, I'm an oncologist. Oh, gosh. Wow. Okay. And he said, you know what? Every day something new is in the pipeline. Every day. Yeah. And I can't keep up with it all. Yeah. So I think that's really good advice. Yeah. I mean, from an oncologist themselves, that's right. But it's practicing medicine. It's not performing medicine. Yeah, I got you. So everybody's doing the best they can with what they got, and there's always something else out there. Yeah. And you know, even when I did the brain surgery and it didn't go well, I was in a center of excellence that knew what to do
Yeah.
and couldn't do it because they didn't have anybody that was trained to do that.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
they tried
Yeah.
and almost.
Almost.
And I was sitting in a recovery room. It was after my 4th cerebral angiogram. That's when they go up through your femoral artery and they look into your brain.
Gotcha.
They go all the way up.
They go all the way up there.
All the way up.
Wow. Okay.
And he goes, we slowed it down. Stuff. And I go, okay. And I still had the catheter in my femoral artery. And I can I have my cell phone, please? And so I called the Cleveland Clinic. And I had the number for the CEO of the Cleveland Clinic.
Oh, my gosh.
Because I raised a lot of money for them.
Yeah.
And I go, hey, is there somebody there that can fix me? And he goes, yeah. When can you get here? And I go, it's Friday. I can be there tomorrow. And he goes, nobody's working on Saturday. Get here Sunday, and we'll look at you on Monday, and we'll get you in right away. And I go, great. So I went into the Cleveland Clinic, and I went in to visit Toby Cosgrove, CEO of the Cleveland Clinic at the time. And he goes, it's really great that you're here because there's one thing that I wish more people knew. He said, there are great physicians out there that are doing wonderful things. And then there are guys that do 6 a day. That's all they do.
What? Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
All you really need is a 6 a day guy. That's it. And we have one here. And so where they were able to, I had a aneurysm, and they put a.
Oh, dang.
They went up and they were able to put a coil, like this tiny little platinum seed in to clot the blood so it wouldn't burst. And they got one in Boston. That's all they could do because they'd never done it before.
Dang.
And so when I went to Dr. Rasmussen in Cleveland, I said, what do you think? Should we try it again, or should I do an open surgery? Just do a craniotomy? And he goes, I don't understand. And I go, what? And he goes, why couldn't they do it? And I go, I guess he'd never done that before. And he goes, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to coil it. And if I can't, then we'll do an open surgery and I'll clip it. And you're probably going to lose vision in your right eye, but at least you'll be done with this. And I said, okay.
Oh, wow.
Great. So I went under, and it was really funny because I was talking to the anesthesiologist saying that I needed more yesterday when you did the diagnostic. Is it hurt? She goes, oh, I got you, honey. I got you. And so I'm talking to her. I go, okay, we said. And I looked over at Dr. Rasmussen, and I said, okay. And I closed my eyes and I opened them. I go, are you almost ready to start? And he goes, we're done.
We're done.
And I looked over at the anesthesiologist girl and I went, I love you. She goes, you're a lightweight. And I go, were you able to get another coil in?
Uh-oh.
He said, he goes, I lost count.
Whoa, okay.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
And I go, how many did you get? And he lost count. And he goes, how many coils did we get in? The nurse went, okay, 11.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
So I encourage anybody, if you're going through something, whatever it is, whether it's heart or cancer or whatever it is, you got to find that 6 a day guy.
Yeah. The 6 a day guy.
The 6 a day guy. All they do is what you need. That's it, nothing else. Yeah, nothing. It's like, well, I've done thousands of those surgeries, but have you done 100,000 of those?
100,000. Yeah. There you
But
go.
it's that. Those are the questions you need to be asking. And it's really remarkable that when you start to ask those questions, the answers you get are pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I feel confident that I can treat you here, but let me introduce you to some other people.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, okay, game on, let's go. And you just want the best care you can get because your days, again, if we could throw as much sand in that hourglass as possible.
Oh, yeah.
That's the key to life.
Yeah.
Key to a long quality life.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Is that something you help with your foundation, with people? I mean, I know the research and the fundraising.
It's sort of like if a friend calls, a friend, but I'm not a professional, so I always say go to your professionals. If I can offer some perspective, it's 7 opinions, or get as many opinions so you're really comfortable with your next steps.
Yeah.
And then just understand that there's a lot out there. And other than that, foundation, we're a research foundation. So right now, we've handled the survivorship piece, we've handled the education piece, and now we're all about research. And the A in CARES is alliance. So we're really good partners with a lot of, we partner with, dozens and dozens and dozens of other cancer entities and hospitals and research foundations and things like that. And we realize that by not being a silo, we don't have to be responsible for everything.
Gotcha.
we have our lane, which is immunotherapy, targeted therapies, treat the cancer, spare the patient harm. But in that, we don't mind reaching out to other like-minded organizations saying, we need your help in getting this funded.
Yeah.
Or they'll reach out to us and they'll say, we need some help getting this funded.
Yeah.
So we share. So right now this year we have 14 partnerships.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Research going on.
Yeah.
I think we have, Carrie told me we have 1 clinical trial going on right now.
No kidding. Wow.
So
okay.
we're moving.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's good, really good. But, again, it's better to be a small organization with lots of volunteers.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah.
Than a gigantic machine.
Yeah.
That where you have to like bring in hundreds of millions of dollars to keep.
Lots of moving parts.
No, I'm a volunteer. I can't get fired. I'm a volunteer, which is really great.
Yeah.
And we need volunteers. So we need people to come alongside us, and we've been really remarkable in we're poised to grow rapidly now, and it's really remarkable that the events we do all over the country, the light's getting brighter, brighter and brighter.
That's awesome.
And we're able to raise. I just got back from Santa Rosa, California, and just a little weekend of ice shows in Charles Schultz's rink. Yeah. Oh. And we raised $91,000.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and we haven't even introduced hockey yet.
I got yeah.
3v3 hockey is a blast.
Yeah.
And to raise money that way is really fun for our participants. So we're growing, and we're really doing good work. And I'm really proud of our team. Yeah. And, onward and upward. I always say at the end of every email, it's like, let's change the world forever and for the better.
That's wonderful. I love it. Well, if we, for one, thank you again for coming on the show. I know we're holding you up. It's getting late.
No, I can talk forever.
Oh, well, perfect. All right.
That out.
Well, I do want to just talk about the show again a little bit. So for people that want more information on it, or the website where they get tickets, all that sort of stuff.
Sunday, November 19th, 5 p.m., Bridgestone Arena is our show. Tickets are available at Ticketmaster and at Bridgestone Arena box office. And there's not a bad seat in the house. Yeah. We have video boards. We have the stage for the musical artists is this high.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay.
So, and we've got 6 Wires, our house band, and they're phenomenal. Yeah. And every song is just its own hit, its own party, its own iconic moment. And we've got 16 of those. Yeah. Our skaters are just the best of the best of the best at creating those moments that people will never forget. Yeah. And it's just a reason to come together to celebrate life. Yeah. And the promise of a better future. Yeah. And so Bridgestone Arena, November 19th, 5 p.m., be there. Yes, sir. You will not regret it. It's the coolest event in town, period. It's more than a concert. It's more than an athletic and artistic event. It's like this conglomerate of like fun stuff. Yeah. And all of the proceeds go to curing cancer. Nice.
I can't wait. I'm going to be there. So Yay. Jen and I will be there. So I can't wait to see that. Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Matt Eisman from American Ninja Warrior. He's coming to co-host again.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big guy too, like you. And he was sitting there, and we did Olympic ice on Peacock for the Olympics last time, and he was the host, and I was a contributor. And he'd never, because they were in a studio in Stamford, Connecticut, when the Beijing Olympics were going on, he'd never seen skating live before. Okay. And he covered it for a month at the Olympics. And he's like, you gotta be kidding me. And he's an American Ninja Warrior guy, so he's seen all this really cool stuff. And this year he gets to meet Nathan Chen for the first time.
That's awesome.
We covered him at the Olympics. We celebrated his gold medal victory. And now he's going to be at Bridgestone with us. And it's really cool to bring him back to Nashville as an Olympic gold.
I can't wait to see that. That's going to be fun.
It's gonna be awesome.
And then one more question before we wrap up. Yeah. Do you bring out the backflip at all?
No, actually, what's really cool is you can actually bring in people to do that.
I got you.
So in our guys, I think we've got every single guy can do a backflip.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. And so the last 2 years of the finale, Elijah Balde is this like social media sensation.
Yeah, yeah.
I lay down on the red line, and he does.
He flip over you? So, does that make you nervous?
Well, no, I figure worst case scenario, right? If he takes off too late, I get a free appendectomy. So it's like free healthcare. Yeah. All of us need, right? At some point.
Way to stay positive on that. I like that.
He's done it so many times. Yeah. He's jumped over a lot of people. I trust him. Yeah. Obviously I trust him. But man, I'd love to do it. And the last one I did, I was 51.
Okay.
Time I did a backflip.
I got you. So last year?
65
Yeah.
now. And so it's like, okay, I see the tip of the mast on the horizon. That ship is definitely still
I got you. That's
so
awesome.
I don't know. I never say never, but I also don't tug on God's beard.
Well said.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just stay in our lane.
Yep.
What we can do. And I thought if I skated professionally for 2 to 4 years, that I was fooling a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I toured for 20 years.
Dang. Okay.
That's the only reason you know anything about me or remember anything is because you're old enough.
Oh, shoot.
I was old enough to take it in to my mid 40s.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Yeah.
But, next.
So you're just, Olympic skating, gold medalist, all that stuff. Great humanitarian. That's what you are. That's what you're known for now.
If this is what the Lord wants me to do, He'll bless it.
Yeah.
If this is what the Lord wants me to do, then this is the best I can do.
Yeah.
And if He doesn't want me to do it, He'll close doors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well said.
And guide me to where but I feel really good about this, and I really feel good about creating, because the science is here.
Yeah.
And the money is here, right?
Yeah.
We need to close that gap.
Got it.
That's why we do events, and that's why we do what we do.
All right. Cool. Well, again, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for everything. And I'll include links to all that stuff we just said in the description. And yeah, we'll get out of your way. We know it's getting late, so thank you for your time.
I went through like 3 SD cards.
Oh, you're good. We appreciate it, though. But for everybody watching, thank you very much. We'll see you on the next one.